Princess Amara was gone. She had been the light of the kingdom, always seen with a smile on her face, bringing joy to everyone around her. Her laughter echoed through the palace halls, and her presence was a source of comfort to the king and queen. But now the palace felt empty and cold without her. One minute she was playing in the palace gardens, her favourite place to be. The gardens were always filled with the sound of children's laughter and the sight of vibrant flowers. Amara loved the fountains, where she would often play with the other children, splashing water and chasing butterflies. It was a place of happiness and innocence. And the next, she was gone. The gardens, once filled with joy, were now eerily silent. The flowers seemed to droop, and the fountains no longer sparkled in the sunlight. It was as if the very life of the gardens had vanished along with the princess. The king and queen were worried. Where was their daughter? The guards searched everywhere, from the highest towers to the deepest dungeons. The royal family was in distress, their hearts heavy with fear and uncertainty. The king, usually so strong and composed, was now a shadow of his former self, and the queen could barely hold back her tears. But Amara was nowhere to be found. Days turned into weeks. The kingdom was sad. Their princess was lost. Hope began to fade. The villagers, who had always looked up to the royal family, now wore expressions of worry and sorrow. The once lively markets were quiet, and the streets were filled with whispers of despair. The entire kingdom seemed to be under a dark cloud. No one knew how it had happened. Theories and rumours spread like wildfire. Some said she had been taken by dark forces. Others believed she had wandered into the mystical forest that bordered the kingdom. The forest was known for its enchantments and mysteries, a place where reality and magic intertwined. It was a place of wonder and danger, and many feared what lay within its depths. But one thing was certain. Princess Amara had vanished without a trace. The kingdom held its breath, waiting for a miracle, hoping against hope that their beloved princess would return. The story of the vanishing princess became a legend, a tale of mystery and sorrow that would be told for generations to come. And so the kingdom waited, with hearts full of longing and eyes turned towards the horizon, praying for the day when Princess Amara would come back to them. One day a girl was playing in the village. She had long golden hair and she loved to laugh. The village children loved her. She told them stories and she played games with them. She felt happy here. But sometimes at night the girl felt sad. She missed her home, she missed her family, and she had a secret. She was Princess Amara. One afternoon the girl was playing near the forest. She heard something, a whisper. It seemed to come from the trees. The whispers grew louder. They called her name, Amara, Amara. The girl was scared, but she was also curious. What was calling her? She felt drawn to the forest. She knew it was dangerous, but she had to find out. The girl stepped into the forest. Everything was different here. The air shimmered. The flowers sparkled. It was magical. She saw amazing creatures. Tiny fairies flew around her. A unicorn with a silver horn watched her with gentle eyes. The forest was full of wonder. The whispers led her deeper. The girl wasn't scared anymore. She felt like she belonged here, but she didn't know why. Suddenly a large figure stepped out from behind a tree. It was an ogre. He was big and green. The girl was frightened, but the ogre smiled. He had a kind face. "Don't be afraid," he boomed. His voice was deep but gentle. "I am here to help you." The ogre knew the girl was special. He told her about a prophecy. He spoke of a lost princess, and he mentioned a hidden cave. Section 6. The Hidden Cave. Deep within the heart of the enchanted forest, where the trees whispered secrets and the air was thick with magic, lay a hidden cave that few had ever seen. The ogre, a towering figure with a gentle demeanour, led the girl through the dense forest. His steps were heavy, yet careful, as if he knew every root and stone by heart. The girl, though initially hesitant, followed closely, her curiosity piqued by the ogre's mysterious aura. After what felt like hours of walking, they came to a clearing. The sunlight filtered through the canopy, casting a golden glow on the forest floor. It was a serene and almost otherworldly sight, a stark contrast to the dense and shadowy woods they had just traversed. There, hidden behind a majestic waterfall, was a cave. The water cascaded down with a thunderous roar, but behind it the entrance to the cave was just visible, shrouded in mist and mystery. The air around it crackled with magic, a tangible energy that made the hairs on the back of the girl's neck stand up. It was as if the very essence of the forest was concentrated in this one spot. "This is the place!" the ogre rumbled, his voice deep and resonant. He pointed to the cave entrance, his eyes filled with a mixture of reverence and caution. "But be warned," he continued, "only the chosen one can enter." The girl was confused. What did it mean to be the chosen one? She had heard tales of such things in bedtime stories, but never had she imagined she might be part of one. Her mind raced with questions and doubts. Was she the chosen one? The thought both thrilled and terrified her. She had always felt different, but could she really be destined for something so grand? She pondered this as she stared at the cave, its dark entrance beckoning her. The cave entrance was sealed, covered by large, ancient rocks that seemed immovable. It was as if the forest itself was guarding the secrets within, allowing only those deemed worthy to pass. A strange symbol glowed on the rock, pulsating with a soft, ethereal light. It was unlike anything the girl had ever seen, a mark of ancient magic and forgotten lore. The symbol looked like a swirling sun with a star in the center, intricate and mesmerizing. It seemed to hold a power of its own, a key to unlocking the mysteries of the cave. The girl had never seen anything like it. She reached out, her fingers trembling, and as she touched the symbol, a warmth spread through her hand, filling her with a sense of purpose and destiny. The journey into the hidden cave was just beginning. Section 7. The Mysterious Mark. Deep within the heart of the enchanted forest, an ogre stood silently, his eyes fixed on a young girl who had wandered into his domain. The air was thick with magic, and the trees whispered secrets of old. The ogre, with a voice that rumbled like distant thunder, spoke of an ancient prophecy. "The prophecy speaks of a mark," he said, unrolling a scroll that seemed to shimmer with an ethereal light. The girl, her eyes wide with fear and curiosity, took a step back. "The mark of the chosen one," the ogre continued, his gaze never leaving her. The girl was scared. "What mark?" she whispered, her voice trembling. With surprising gentleness, the ogre reached out and took her hand. His touch was warm and reassuring, a stark contrast to his fearsome appearance. "Do not be afraid," he murmured, his voice softer now. "Show me your hand," he boomed, though there was a note of urgency in his tone. The girl hesitated, her heart pounding in her chest. She had always been told to fear creatures like him, yet something in his eyes told her he meant no harm. Taking a deep breath, she decided to trust the ogre. After all, he had not harmed her so far. She slowly extended her hand towards him, her fingers trembling slightly. She slowly opened her hand, revealing her palm. The forest seemed to hold its breath, the only sound being the rustling of leaves and the distant call of a night bird. There on her palm was a birthmark. It was unlike any she had ever seen, intricate and beautiful, almost as if it had been painted by the forest itself. The ogre's eyes widened in recognition. It was the same symbol that adorned the ancient scroll. "It is the same symbol," he exclaimed, his voice filled with awe and reverence, the swirling sun, the star in the center. It was a mark that had been foretold for generations, a sign of great power and destiny. As they both stared at the mark, it began to glow faintly on her skin, casting a soft, golden light. The girl felt a warmth spread through her, a sense of purpose and destiny awakening within her. Section 8. The Prophecy. The ogre gasped. "It is you!" he boomed. "The prophecy is true!" The girl was shocked. What prophecy? What did it all mean? The ogre explained. An ancient prophecy spoke of a lost princess. She would have a special mark, and she would have hidden powers. "You, Princess Amara, are the chosen one," the ogre said. "You alone can open the cave and fulfill your destiny." Section 9. The Princess's Destiny. The girl, Princess Amara, looked at her hand. The mark seemed to burn. She felt a surge of power. She was the chosen one. She placed her hand on the cave entrance. The symbol on the rock glowed brightly. The stone door rumbled and began to open. What awaited her inside? What was her destiny? Princess Amara took a deep breath and stepped into the light. She was ready.